Enhancement Talent of the Week. Whoa, with Donnie and Jay. The jobbers might not have the greatest physiques. Whoa, Enhancement Talent of the Week.
The Enhancement Talent of the Week is brought to you by Star Will Books, your map to amazing stories. Star Will Books is the publisher of the best-selling science fiction series, The Adventures of Duke LaGrange. It's actually a quadrology now, so 4 books in the series. Visit them today at starwillbooks.com. Okay, Donnie, I'm pumped for this one. I'm pumped every week for the Enhancement Talent of the Week, but this is a good one. This is one that I think will jog a lot of memories. Everybody probably has a memory of seeing this guy in the ring doing his thing in the WWF or the AWA or WCW or even Stampede Wrestling in Calgary. This man was trained by Eddie Sharkey. Like I mentioned, he appeared in some pretty big organizations. So right now, we're thinking this could be anybody. I mean, this could be somebody that is legit when you have the Eddie Sharkey training and you're basically in 4 huge promotions. His stint in the WWF saw him lose to a who's who. Mr. Perfect, the Honky Tonk Man, Rick Rude, Ted DiBiase, even one of my favorite tag teams of all time, Power and Glory. In WCW, he even was able to grab a couple showings on WCW Saturday Night and a big loss to then tag team champions Harlem Heat. I don't think it was a title match. I don't know if him and Mike Thor were considered high enough up on the rankings to warrant a title match, but he still faced the brothers from Houston, from Harlem in WCW days. And one of the most interesting tidbits of this guy's career was in Calgary. He was brought in to be one of the Blackhearts. And for those that are familiar with Stampede, the Blackhearts were a very notorious heel tag team that had a pretty good run there. And they originally, I believe, David Heath or Gangrel was one of the original members. I forgot who the other original member was. But anyway, he got brought in. Unfortunately, his stint as a Blackheart only lasted 2 days. He was deemed not big enough to really carry on the mystique of the Blackhearts, but he made good use of those 48 hours. In that 2-day period, he won the Stampede International Tag Team titles as a Blackheart. I think he was Blackheart Destruction when they beat the team of Benkei Sasaki and Sumu Hara. And you're like, who the hell are those two guys? Benkei Sasaki is actually the future Power Warrior, Kensuke Sasaki, and Sumu Hara is All Japan legend Koki Kitahara. So big dudes. And then the next day, he tops that by in a singles matchup. I mean, he's a masked singles guy, and he goes in there and he beats Beef Wellington, who made his name in New Japan. Obviously, Stampede even had a couple of shots in WCW as well as ECW. So, wow, a great undefeated 48-hour period for this Enhancement Talent of the Week. Now he's an accountant living in Minneapolis, and that's all I know. But he is the infamous Enhancement Talent, Red Tyler. Red Tyler, everybody.
Wow. Definitely a visual you can't forget. You say that name, and it pops right in my head.
Yeah, aptly named. I mean, he had the flowing red locks,
exactly,
red chest hair. I mean, he was primed to get his ass kicked on national TV. But the one match, and I'll link these in the show notes, but the one match like I said, I can't get this image out of my head, and I really want to, so he wrestled Mr. Perfect twice. He wrestled him in early Perfect in 1989 on Superstars. And he comes back 4 years later on Superstars in 93 and wrestles a late version Mr. Perfect. In that one, he basically had his tights pulled up his ass and wrestled a bit of the match, essentially a thong. Now, luckily, he was an Enhancement Talent. His matches didn't go over about a minute and a half, but that was one of Mr. Perfect's, probably one of the classic hard-hitting ribs, but he totally made Red Tyler, made a name for Red Tyler in that one match.
Wow.
So this week, your Enhancement Talent of the Week has been Red Tyler. So if you like the Enhancement Talent of the Week, if you like the Wrestling Life Support Podcast, if you like the reviews that we're doing, whether it's AEW, a classic WWF or NWA pay-per-view, maybe our Coliseum Home video series, Donnie, can you tell them how they can find us on social media?
You can follow us at WLS Podcast or search Wrestling Life Support.
And don't forget to subscribe to us on whatever podcast service you prefer. Leave us a review. Please make it good. We really, 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 really need the reviews, and every little bit helps so we can keep doing what we're doing here.